When you've lived in the same house for nearly 21 years, it's not easy to move. In the year 2000, when I moved back to Glenfield on Auckland's North Shore, I felt I had come home. My subsequent years have been happy ones. My house was a great buy and has well and truly been my castle. But time passes and we all get older and you just don't know what's ahead. So on reflection, it was time to move to somewhere that provided security in aging years. But before I leave Glenfield, a last look around to capture some memories. Mine was a quiet street, but nowadays, like many Auckland suburban streets, becoming cluttered with parked vehicles. From the top, looking east across the Hauraki Gulf, past Gulf Islands, to in the distance the Coromandel Peninsula. Being high, there were good views. In the distance, traffic on the northern motorway. Across a neighbour's roof to the seaside suburb of Takapuna, with behind Rangitoto Island, Auckland's youngest volcanic site. A few minutes walk away, Oruamu Domain or Halton's Hill. Only a small green area, but a pleasant place to stroll. The summer sound of cicada, and at the top of the hill, views in all directions. Out to sea, looking down to central Glenfield, our opening shot. Looking east, Rangitoto again, looking so close in a telephoto shot. And again behind Takapuna's high-rise buildings, caught in the late afternoon sun. Auckland city centre under a stormy sky. And back home, my garden. My garden was small, but being on a slope and with trees and bushes, the camera always made it look like a large jungle. Occasional rainbows and other colour, as every year late winter the beautiful blossom of a flowering Taiwan cherry tree appeared. I didn't plant the cherry tree, but I did my Kowhai tree with its splendid distinctive leaves. Often called New Zealand's unofficial national flower, it blooms in spring with bright yellow flowers. Unfortunately, not many this spring, and the flowers didn't last long. A few months later, my Fujairah trees started to flower, beautiful red flowers, which in 6 months' time grow into fruit for picking, but not for me, as I will have moved on. Then in early December my Pohutukawa tree flowered better than it ever had. Maybe it knew I was going and was saying farewell. And my vegetable garden. I didn't plant anything for my last summer in my home, but in previous years I had found great satisfaction in growing my own vegetables, especially tomatoes, which I picked as soon as they started to ripen, so hungry insects couldn't get to them. Praying mantis weren't a pest, but were one of many insects which over the years were a challenge to capture with my video camera. There was a small world out there in my garden. Yellow-spotted ladybird, and less pleasant, an Avondale spider closely watches us. A good time to start packing for my move. Mustn't forget Moggy, My battery-driven clockwork cat, I didn't let her suffer the indignity of going in a box. She travelled with me. After all, we've been together now for over 13 years. The day arrives and the removal van loads up for the 5-kilometre journey. Along High Road, past the view of the city, and onto busy Glenfield Road as we head towards Birkenhead, then Verons Corner and Rangatira Road. A sharp left turn to enter a village almost hidden from the road, the Ryman Healthcare Bert Sutcliffe Retirement Village. Bert was an outstanding local cricketing hero of the 1940s and 50s. 10k please, as there's a lot of us oldies here. Flowers everywhere as you descend into the village. But we haven't time to admire them, as there's boxes to unpack and furniture to arrange, and there's my stereo speaker cables on the floor, waiting to be connected. This is my apartment, in the middle, 1 floor up, on the same level as my parking area, whose entry is on the left. No more going to my mailbox in the wet. Now it's a visit to the mail room. And trolleys to help unload groceries, etc. I'm down here. Having settled in, let's have a quick look around. From my balcony, looking across the village centre with Bowling Green on the right. Across over the reception area to the bush alongside Rangatira Road where we came in. In places the village is surrounded by beautiful bush. Some like living high, but I prefer to be nearer to the ground. And everywhere beautiful landscape grounds and flowers. I instantly settled in, feeling at home, for I'm confident this village is where I'll happily spend my remaining years.